Hello, you guys. Welcome back to another episode of In the End, There's Always a Disney Guy. Before we get into today's episode, make sure you already know, subscribe to my blog at disneyguy.tk. Um, disneyguy.tk. Um, I'm working on, getting everything transferred back to my .com domain. Um, we'll see, got to get things situated with everything online. And let's get into today's episode. Today we're gonna be reviewing the final episode of the season. You guys already know what to do. You gotta get your merch. Have you done your merch yet? If you haven't, you guys already know where to go to get that. Let's begin. After 8 episodes of build up, the Watcher finally breaks his oath this week. Well, again, he already did the last week, but now the Watcher is going on offense with a team of cosmic Avengers to stop the multiverse's latest threat, Ultron. It's a setup fraught with Pearl for a show that has to this point often led good storytelling taking a backseat to the action. That dynamic recurs this week with a climactic showdown that often miscalculates when to hold back and when to let loose. In that way, What If's first season manages to end with both a bang and a whimper. After Ultron's victory last week, the Watcher and Strange Supreme agreed that the only way to stop the robot is to in grand Marvel fashion. Assemble a team. The ensuing sequence of the Watcher gathering his chosen warriors gives What If the chance to put up a button on some of the loose ends it created. Instead, scenes like a Dairy Queen set attack on Ego and Sherry Pepper's storming. Wakanda's throne room to face Killmonger are just used as a backdrop, which was a missed opportunity to bring those storylines to a more satisfying close. It does, however, culminate with Thor hilariously shrieking as he pulls into the sky in the middle of an excellent battle cry. Thor, but dumber and funnier, has been one of the greatest What If successes to this day. The bulk of the episode is dedicated to you guessed it, a giant fight against Ultron. And after last week's mind-bending multiverse-shattering trip through the cosmos, the finale showdown was underwhelming, with Ultron's nigh invincible thanks to a full set of Infinity Stones. It's a series of attempts to slow Ultron that are obviously destined to fail, and no amount of explosions or zombies pouring out of the sky or portals can add momentum to that effort. The fight is basically a rehash of Infinity War's battle on Titan with the Guardian of the Multiverse, attempting to separate the stones from Ultron's body. But with all these heroes strangers to each other and to their foe, it's hard to get emotionally invested in the action, especially after how good a job last week's episodes did at handling Clint's story. There are some effective moments through the clash, though. At one point, the heroes manage to separate the Soul Stone from Ultron, and the camera focuses on the stone on the ground, restricting perspective as the battle happens around it. A close-up of a rock on the ground is the most cinematic moment of the cosmically scaled showdown, a great reminder that getting the story's foundation right is far more important than focusing too much on the chaotic action running through it. But the finale relies on shoddy plotting left and right to push itself forward at one point. At one point, Black Widow is sent careening across the city into a random building. The one in Arrow are waiting in a beam of light. When you've already had the hand of a demigod involved in getting your finale to where it needs to be, Deus Ex Machina is overkill. What If's first season concludes with a multiversal last stand that, despite infinite possibilities, relies too heavily on flashy action to satisfyingly conclude the story. The Watcher's solution to the Ultron problem is frustratingly inconsistent, and his chosen Avengers are too hazily assembled to care about them as a unit. There are moments where the episode works, but both on its own merits and its season capper. What if's finale misses the mark? Wow. IGN is not playing with them. Well, what if? They just telling it how it is. I wanna thank you guys for listening in to another episode of In the End There's Always a Disney Guide. Make sure you check out disneyguide.tk. And what else? Y'all already know, get y'all some merch. Some MERCH merch at shop.disneyguide.tk. And yeah, that's really it. Thank you for listening in. Oh, and make sure you follow this podcast on both Google and Spotify and any other podcast streaming services. But thank you for listening in, and yeah, bye bye, guys.